After Democrats on the House Oversight Committee released emails from Jeffrey Epstein's estate that put scrutiny on the president's relationship with the late convicted sex offender, the White House was quick to defend Trump's innocence, identifying the unnamed victim as Virginia and stating that there is no evidence that President Trump did anything wrong.
These emails prove absolutely nothing other than the fact that President Trump did nothing wrong. Ms. Giuffre maintained, and God rest her soul, that she maintained that there was nothing inappropriate she ever witnessed, that President Trump was always extremely professional and friendly to her.
I am sorry, but identifying the redacted victim as Virginia Giuffre, a longtime Epstein accuser who died reportedly by suicide earlier this year, in my opinion, doesn't clear Trump. It sparks even more questions. Was Virginia forced to lie? If Virginia never experienced or witnessed any misconduct by Trump, why did Epstein consider it noteworthy that Trump had hours-long interactions with one of his most outspoken accusers, and that his name had not appeared in the ongoing investigation and news coverage of the case? There is also the June 2019 email exchange between Epstein and Steve Bannon, where Epstein commented on a meeting between then-President Trump and Prince Andrew during Trump's state visit to the UK. Prince Andrew and Trump today. Too funny. Epstein adding, "Recall Prince Andrew's accuser came out of Mar-a-Lago." And Bannon replying, "Can't believe nobody is making you the connective tissue." This is especially significant considering that Prince Andrew's most prominent accuser was Virginia Giuffre. If Virginia was pressured to lie, her public statements about Trump's innocence could reasonably be called into question. Could Trump be a PDF file? In 2016, Katie Johnson filed a lawsuit against Trump where she alleged that she was raped by Trump in 1994 in Epstein's New York house when she was only 13 years old. Katie was forced to drop the case after receiving multiple death threats. In her video affidavit, she recounts that Trump had specifically asked about her because she reminds him of his daughter, to which Tiffany, an employee of Epstein, replied, "Well, she's 13 as well." Then there is this video of Ivanka from 2003 that some find disturbing.
Okay, this is a room that nobody's probably walked into for the past 10+ years. It's a little time capsule, if you notice by the Madonna clock and the Bon Jovi sort of wall. This was my bed. It's a little small for me now. Probably why I don't stay in here anymore, but yeah.
What did Virginia say about Trump? Virginia was quoted in a 2011 Mail on Sunday story as saying she had encountered Trump during her time with Epstein. Years later, she withdrew that claim in a sworn deposition and said she could not recall ever seeing Epstein and Trump at the same time, or seeing Trump at one of Epstein's homes. However, we know her former statement to be true, as Epstein stated in his email that Trump spent hours with her at his house. Did Virginia mention Trump in her book? To dismiss Trump's involvement, the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, wrote in a statement to Time magazine that Virginia Giuffre said that Trump couldn't have been friendlier, a direct quote from a chapter from Virginia's posthumously published memoir, Nobody's Girl, in which she describes meeting Trump for the first time when working as a 16-year-old locker room attendant at Trump's Mar-a-Lago club. Her father, a maintenance worker there, introduced them at the club during the summer of 2000, the same summer she was recruited from the very club by Epstein's co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell. Although Virginia doesn't mention further interactions with Trump in the following chapters of the book, where she details her experiences of abuse and her time in Jeffrey Epstein's orbit, in the final chapter she states that she had to endure abuse from other men that she can't name publicly. In Chapter 38, she wrote, "There are other men whom I was trafficked to who have threatened me in another way, by asserting that they will use litigation to bankrupt me. One of those men's names has come up repeatedly in various court filings, and in response, he has told my lawyers that if I talk about him publicly, he will employ his vast resources to keep me in court for the rest of my life. While I have named him in sworn depositions and identified him to the FBI, I fear that if I do so again here, my family will bear the emotional and financial brunt of that decision. I have the same fears about another man whom I was forced to have sex with many times, a man whom I also saw having sexual contact with Epstein himself. I would love to identify him here, but this man is very wealthy and very powerful, and I fear that he too might engage me in expensive, life-ruining litigation. What do you think? Is Trump innocent? Let me know in the comments below.